Morning, and it's a Sunday morning. And what else would I be doing apart from being in the shed? Booster got cleaned yesterday and is back to glorious. It's like a sun in a dank, dark cave. Beautiful, shiny, gorgeous. Mediocre. There's some discs that I've ordered. You might have seen on one of my shorts. That'll be coming up soon. I'm waiting for the new disc bolts and that to arrive. Today is the Corona. I don't know whether I did something wrong last time I changed tension the chain, but that's come loose quite quick, so that needs doing. And obviously that gives away what's probably going on, which is an oil and filter change on the bike. I don't know when it was last done. The history didn't come with the bike, and to be honest, I've left it a while before doing it. The oil did look quite good in the bike, quite a good gold colour, but I think I'm going to change it out and get a new oil filter in there. And for what I believe, the right hand fairing needs to come off, so you can squeeze the oil filter out past the headers and the radiator hose this side. There's not enough room on the left hand side, whereas I'm sure my Bandit, my GSX 1250 FA Bandit, it was the left hand side you took off, and I think that was the same for the GSXS 1000, the faired version. Anyway, apparently it's the right hand side. I'll find out when I take the right hand side out whether I can actually manoeuvre the filter out or not this side. But yeah, anyway, up on the lift, ready to take the fairing off. I'm going to take all the fairing and everything off before I run it and warm it up. That's it really. Prepare for another exciting video showing the Corona. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Getting an oil and filter change, and hopefully it is the same one, same filter. These have been up here a while. Look, keep changing my bikes rather than the oil. This is a genuine Suzuki 16510-07J00, which I believe is the same for pretty much the Suzuki fleet. I'm sure I've done it on my Busa, the previous Busa. I haven't obviously done an oil change on this. I should have seen that, wouldn't you? Because you love watching my videos. Mediocre takes the same oil filter. My V-Stroms did. I believe my Bandit did, and the GSXS 1000. So I think it's one size fits all with the oil filters. It did surprise me on the Busa. I thought that might be a different one, because it's a hyper bike. It's a touring bike, really. Oh, there's a screw missing. Funny what you find, or don't find in this case. Anyway, I'm going to strip that down. I'll get you set up. Make sure you're sitting comfortably, and then I'll begin. Alright, let's get these Allen bolts undone. Right, I think that's all the top side ones, so there's just a few on the bottom there. And how much detail do you want? This is a 4mm Allen key. And then underneath you've got two star head screws. I don't know whether they're standard issue or not. It seems weird that you'd have different heads. Or that's just to make sure you're screwing them back in the right place, I suppose. Seemed tighter than it should have been for longer than it should have been. Right, I think it's just screw at the back. Let's have a look. Yeah, so just underneath on the what would be a belly pan section, I suppose. There's a Phillips screw. Again, I don't know whether that's standard issue or not, but now the way that's flopped out like that, I should be able to take that fair enough. So hopefully, apart from the indicator wire, there you go. Oh, and I had to, the connector on that's a bit bad, so I've had to cable tie it to hold the connector together. You probably won't have that. Well, obviously the first thing you've got to do is buy a bike as gorgeous as this one. Which way are we going? That way? That way? Sure, it's meant to be a big tab. There we go. Right, fairings off. Just check the numbers on the filter. Bring you down here. Get a bit more light on the subject. How's that? Where should we put that? About there. Somewhere there. There's a genuine Suzuki that's on there. Have I done an oil change on this before? I don't know. Looks about the same size. I can't. The code is underneath here. Need to move it. Right, hang on. Let me do some checking. Okay, it's definitely got 16510 at the start of its code, so I'm presuming it's the same one. I'm almost definite that it is the same one. So I'm going to go ahead, and as you can quite clearly see, there's a massive amount of room here. Whereas the other side, you've got a big fat radiator hose in the way. Can you see through to the other side? Got a big fat radiator hose in the way. Another smaller cooler line. So yeah, I think I've got it right. So what I'm doing now, warm the bike up. Everybody warms it up. Why should I be any different? Right, I'll run that for a couple of minutes and then come back and drain it all out. Okay, bike is warmed through. Left it running for 6 hours just to make sure the oil was warm. That's a lie. Put in a little tin foil, what would you call it, funnel, that's the one. to hopefully stop the oil filter oil going all over my headers. I've cracked off the 17mm bolt sump plug. So now, oh yeah, exhaust is hot. Shouldn't leave it running for 6 hours. There we go. Nothing on the magnet. Doesn't look like shiny particles in the oil, so that's just good, clean, dirty oil. Yeah, so there's nothing on the magnet. Right, now the oil filter. It does look as though it's been on a while. Oh, look at my funnels working. Look at that. Gorgeous. Tad warm. Right, let's doubly make sure. Yeah, I know it's upside down. 1651007J00, so same oil filter going in as is coming out. As you see, that was very easy to get out through this massive gap here, so right hand fairing is definitely the way to go. Right, I'm going to let that drain, and then well, bring you back when I'm sticking a new oil filter and oil in it. Ain't you lucky? Ain't you lucky? Light's not very good, is it? That's better. Anyway. Okay, I think that's drained down enough now. Let's give that a bit of a wipe. Oil of choice is going to be the Castrol Power 1 Power Release Formula. Superior acceleration. Superior. Ain't no beating superior. Right, get a little bit of oil around the seal. Stop it binding up too early. I think it says something like seat it and then half a turn, 3/4 of a turn, 15 turns. I go hand tight, and obviously different hands have different tightness, but that is tight enough for me. Okay, now what do I need to do? I that slightly out of the way. Taking the old crush washer off the sump plug and put a new crush washer on the sump plug. And now I'm going to stuff the sump plug where the sump plug's meant to go. Like that. Drag my makeshift funnel out the way. There's about 3 drips of oil on the exhaust. Double check that, that's fine. Move that out the way. And then weighing it up, and you'll feel, well, you might feel, you might not have any nerve endings in your hands whatsoever, but you feel the crush washer crushing. It's only alley, and then again, you don't want much on the sump plug. But if you want to look up technical specs and all the rest of it, that's up to you. I'm happy with that. I'll top it all up and run it, and then check for leaks, like I normally do. So next thing, top it up with my old Castrol Power 1. One of choice. It's the one I've used in all my bikes for years. I did go over to, this is very posh, I did go over to using, when I had the GSXR 1000, I only used the XR, which is Suzuki's own brand of oil in that. Slightly more expensive, because I buy the Castrol a bit more in bulk. Well, I got a special deal. Halfords was having a deal, so I got it a little bit cheaper at Halfords rather than another 20 litres. So I was quite happy with that. What with the world crisis and that, as I've said before, it's amazing how much stuff come from the Ukraine. As to how all the prices have gone up. So yeah, I'll shove in, I think it's 2.8, it says on the side there 2.8, that's just an oil change, and then you've got to expect something like 0.3 or 0.4 for your oil filter. You got to. That's science, that is, that's not just me saying. So I'll top that up and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to start up and check for leaks. Okay, put in about 3 litres, and it's showing that it's between full and low, which is a bit disconcerting really, although the oil filter isn't full and that. This table is level, this is a level, there's the bubble right in the middle, whether you can see it or not. So this table's level, obviously the back wheel's off the floor, so that's tilting it forward, so I wouldn't expect anything to show there. But let's run the engine, and either it will blow all the seals, or we'll actually get it circulating through the engine. When it settles, the oil filter will be full, and we'll still be somewhere where we need to be. Anyway, I'll start that up. Yeah, I'll start that up. Let's move you over there. You can listen to it start, but then I'll need to put my workshop fan on. Right, I'll let that circulate for 30 seconds or so, and then check for leaks. Okay, so I've had that running for a little while, and I've got no leaks. I didn't clean off the sump plug properly, so I expect a drip here. Yeah, it's a little bit there. Yeah, so it's been up to pressure. Light went out on the dash, blah blah blah. I can't believe this table's level. Who builds a shed like that? So yeah, I'm going to put the fairing back on, and then I'll get it off the paddock stand. Definitely make sure it's level, and then recheck the oil. But I'm happy there's no leaks, so it'll be alright to put the fairing back on. If I can remember where all the nuts and bolts go. Right, I'll get the fairing. Okay, got the fairing back round, and really should do something with this connector, but not at the moment. Let's just make sure that I've got indicators. Nope. Oh, bike might have decided I'm doing something with it. Yeah, that's why I need the cable ties. I think it's that connector there, isn't it? It's just that one, the greeny job, pulling itself loose. Perhaps I'll forget about the cable ties and we'll see how that goes. And I do prefer the old style fairings because they'll just bolt on. None of them dodgily very weak connectors that you get on these modern day machines. Sound like an old fuddy-duddy now. I think I will. There's my Allen key gone. Who's nicked my Allen key? That's not good news, is it? It's probably in the engine somewhere. Found it. Stop worrying. Okay, well, there you go. That's it. All done. As I say, I'll drop it down and check the level, but I think we should be fine. That's it. That's me in my shed on a Sunday doing the oil and filter change on my beautiful Corona, unless you look closer. But beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and it's gorgeous. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you again. Ta-ra.